This week we're going to take a look at the history of the price changes associated with November soybean futures on the date that the USDA releases its grain stocks report. Then we're going to come back and look at the updated crop condition ratings and weather trends as soybean harvest starts to gain momentum here. Then we're going to take an updated look at unshipped export sales of beans, which continues to be a concern to the market, and wrap things up with a review of November soybean futures. Hi, this is Brian Basting with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the soybean market. We've moved into the last full week of September here, and we're starting to see a more active soybean harvest. Before we talk about that, however, we're going to highlight that the USDA Grain Stocks Report will be released on Tuesday, September 30th at 1:30 p.m. Central Time. Let's take a look at the history of the price changes of November soybean futures associated with the release of that report. Now, as we look at the last 10 years here, early in that period, not much change associated with that report, but look at the last 5-6 years here. A lot of room for potential price volatility here, both to the upside and to the downside. That's why we strongly encourage you to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to have your marketing positions in place prior to the release of the report on September 30th. Let's shift gears now and look at the updated crop condition ratings from the USDA. USDA came out this week and pegged soybean good to excellent at 61%. Now that's down 2% from last week, and it's down 3 percentage points from last year. We did see some significant deterioration across parts of the eastern corn belt. Let's take a look at the history of the crop condition index. Now we've seen the crop condition index gradually erode here over the last month. It's now well below some of the recent years here. We'll see how well that correlates with final yields over the next month or so. Let's take a look at crop progress now, specifically looking at U.S. soybeans dropping leaves. On average, U.S. soybeans dropping leaves increased approximately 27% between September 21st and October 5th. So this crop is maturing quickly here, and we expect harvest to be in full progress starting the month of October, weather permitting. Speaking of the weather, let's take a look at the short-term trends. Our slides this week are courtesy of National Weather Service. We're looking here at the next week, from September 23rd to the 30th. We're looking at most of the precip this week is going to be south, across the mid-south there and across the eastern belt. As we move further north into the northwest corn belt, northern plains, not much rain forecast there. Now let's take a look at the National Weather Service updated forecast for the month of October. Precipitation-wise, most of the area here is equal chances of above or below normal precip. The exception is in the far south where it's going to be dry, but many of those beans have already been harvested. Let's take a look at temperature. Now again, equal chances of above or below normal temperature across the western belt, northern plains. As we move south and east though, however, it's going to stay warm through the month of October. Let's now take a look at the the National Weather Service seasonal drought outlook. The U.S. seasonal drought outlook is from mid-September through the end of the calendar year. Really, the area of concern longer term here is the drought persistence across the eastern corn belt. But in terms of drought development, not much across the western belt or northern plains. Let's shift gears now and look at unshipped export sales of beans. This continues to be a very major concern of the soybean market. There are 0 sales on the books to China. Notice there's no red bar there. And Argentina announced this week export tax relief. So we'll summarize that by saying export tax relief in Argentina and the soybean complex could be a much greater impact on U.S. soybean exports. In fact, multiple cargoes of Argentina beans were rumored to be sold to China this week. Let's wrap things up looking at trends in November beans. Now, November beans are trading down at $10.10 a bushel. Notice we still got the crop insurance period for October coming up here, but we still have room for volatility both to the upside and to the downside. That's why it's critical for you to continue to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to manage price movement and avoid price prediction. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 309-664-2300. We'll put you in contact with one of our risk management consultants who'll be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and never miss an update. And make sure to join us on Tuesday, September 30th at 1:30 p.m. Central Time for a detailed market analysis of the USDA Grain Stocks Report. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.